So the principle follows of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu expressed their affinity for Sri Vrindavan Dham. The leading members of this Shata Goswami group, the 6-member group, worshipable group that we have, were instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to accept Sri Vrindavan Dham as their Prabhu Datta Desh. That is how Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we express this, that Prabhu Datta Desh means that which has been granted by Sri, the Supreme Lord, unto you as your place of worship, as a place of residence, activity. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had instructed Rupa and Sanatan Goswami to go to Vrindavan. So the devotees of Gauranga Mahaprabhu like Haridas Thakur, they were convinced that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had actually offered the land of Braj as a transcendental gift to Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. Then the others were at one point of time or the other instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to go and assist Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. Before instructing Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had already told Loknath Goswami and along with Loknath Goswami, his friend Bhugarpa Goswami, to go to Vrindavan. Yes? Do we remember why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had asked Loknath Goswami to go to Vrindavan? No, Rupa and Sanatana sent after that. So Loknath Goswami knew that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would take sannyas. Yes? Somehow the other within his heart, he felt that. And he was not able to live with that fact. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could understand that Loknath Goswami would be very much distressed. So he sent him away. He said, Vrindavan is a very wonderful place. You should go and live there. And there you should meet with another devotee who was also instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to go to Vrindavan very early on. This devotee was specially asked, or he was given the instruction by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that you should go to Vrindavan, and whenever devotees from Bengal come, you should feed them nice rice and ghee, because in Braj you do not get good rice. So who's that devotee? Subudhi Rai. And it was under extreme circumstances that he was sent to Vrindavan. Otherwise, most probably he would have to give up his life if he had stayed in Mayapur. So there were others that were sent to Vrindavan before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. However, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had instructed Rupa and Sanatana Goswami to go to Vrindavan and reveal the places of Lord Krishna's pastimes that had become aprakat, that had been lost to human vision. And then the other 4 Goswamis were instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Nityanand Prabhu to go and assist Rupa and Sanatana. Now, amongst these 6 Goswamis, somehow Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Goswami became very prominent due to various circumstances. Rupa Goswami, he wrote a lot of Gaudiya literatures which expand or which espoused, which revealed the various principles of spiritual existence and their relationship with material existence. So tattvas were given by Rupa Goswami in various literatures, and later on Jiva Goswami expanded on it and gave other tattva realizations too. Raghunath Das Goswami, he brought to life for generations to come, he brought to life the Gaudiya perspective of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he wrote or he spoke on Lord Chaitanya's pastimes that was written down by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So somehow these two devotees are very, very prominent. We can give various reasons for it. Of them, Raghunath Das Goswami had the benediction of being very close to Girirajji. Very, very intimately connected with Girirajji. You know, the word intimate that we use in our ISKCON circles. So when we say very intimate, it means special. So he had this benediction, a blessing. So Dasa Goswami, feeling blessed by this affinity that was afforded to him, he offered prayers to Giriraj, seeking shelter at Giriraj. That Girirajji, please let me, or give me shelter at your lotus feet or under your grace, like that. So in one of his prayers, which we are going to recite now, he explains the glory of Giriraj Maharaj and his own existence, what he feels for Giriraj Maharaj. He says, Giri Nirpahari Dasa Shreni Varyeta Nama Mritamedam Uditam Shri Radhika Vaktra Chandrata. This is just a couplet. Actually, it's a sonnet. It's 4 stanzas. Just 2 stanzas we are taking. Giri Nirpa Haridasa, the king of mountains. Nripa is king? Yes? Is it right? Does Nripa mean king? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So Giri Nripa Haridasa. So he's addressing Giriraj as a king and at the same time as a servant. This is beautiful poetry. When you can bring 2 extremes together and make it sync. So Giri Nripa Haridasa Shreni Variyeti Nam. So this king of mountains is considered to be the best of all the servants of Lord Hari. So among the servants of Lord Hari, he is Variya Shreni, the topmost. Shreni Variyeti Nam. So whenever there are any discussions about the devotees of Lord Krishna, then that devotee whose name is considered to be the most amongst the topmost devotees of Lord Krishna is Giriraj. Now, from the practical point of view, how many times do we consider it like that? Other than when it comes for Kartik month and Giriraj Govardhan Puja, do we ever consider that Giriraj is one of the topmost devotees? We know, we have read about it. So, Raghunath Das Goswami's expressing his heart. We are followers of Raghunath Das Goswami. We may also accept his expressions, which is perfectly all right. But practically speaking, that kind of affinity typically would only happen during if Vrindavan Yatra is there and you have to do Govardhan Parikrama, right? Or Kartik, the month of Kartik, where you have to do Govardhan Puja. The other devotees we remember a number of times, right? So Giriraj is, according to Raghunath Das Goswami, he feels that amongst the topmost devotees, whenever there is consideration of the topmost devotees of Lord Hari, then Shri Giriraj's name is amongst them. Shreni Varyeti Nam. Without taking his name, the list is not complete. And he's a king of mountains. Mritamedam Uditam Shri Radhika. Mritamedam. Mrita, material world. Uditam, appear. So, how did he appear in this material world? Radhika Vaktra Chandrat. So, Vaktra. What is Vaktra? Typically eyes, but it also can refer to one's face, or sorry, typically mouth, but it can also refer to one's face. Um, where else is the word Vaktra used? Any references? What is the verse that describes the glory of in the Gita Mahatmya? Kim anya shastre vistire yes swayam padmanabhasya mukha padmat. So there's it's not Vaktra. So it means a smile. So Giriraji has appeared in this material world from the smile of Sri Radhika's face. So very intimate, isn't it? So as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, how do we relate to such an affinity for Giriraj? Otherwise, it can become a ritual. It's very easy for actions to become ritualistic. Any actions. For those of us who have the need of glasses, spectacles, the first time you got your spectacle, very first time they told you that you need glasses, how careful were you while taking care of your glasses? Right? Now it has become a ritual, become ritualistic. Why? At that time you felt that need of having glasses, you felt the importance of that need. But then it becomes a part of you. Once it becomes a part of you, somehow we lose sight of its importance. Right? So if we are thinking that maybe to get the mercy of Sri Giriraj Ji, if I have Giriraj Shila with me, or if I can have residence at Giriraj Ji, maybe live in a dham, maybe live in a holy place close to a temple. There are chances that it could become ritualistic. What prevents us from falling into the trap of making certain actions a ritual in our life. Meditations. The experiences of previous acharyas and trying to understand from our own perspective at different phases of our life what is the meaning of their expressions rather than just take it as undisputed fact. Not that I'm saying that it has to be disputed, but the idea that it is an undisputed fact and therefore just accept it. In the conditioned state, accepting things as undisputed just kind of brings closure to the fact that we don't need to work hard on it anymore. We don't need to put efforts into it anymore. As soon as you accept a thing as a fact as or a principle as undisputed, the conditioned mind makes you feel that yeah, now since I've accepted it, I don't need any to meditate on it anymore. If there is no meditation, when I say meditation, dhyana, the word signifies that one has to achieve a goal. Otherwise, dhyan is just another ritual. So if the dhya is not achieved, then dhyan doesn't make sense. So till the time the dhya, that which has to be achieved, is gotten, dhyan has to go on. Raghunath Das Goswami here, he says that this is Giriraji appeared from Radhika's smile. It may sound to be very esoteric, and because we have some understanding of devotional principles, therefore we may respect it as being esoteric. It also reflects the meditation of Raghunath Das Goswami. To consider a hill which is Satchidanand, so it is consciousness and bliss, definitely that is a form of Giriraj. Philosophy makes us understand it. But to have an affinity to a hill, just as you have an affinity for Sri Radhika's smile, that needs intense meditation. So the position of Giriraj is very, very interesting in the Gaudiya Vaishnava lineage. And if you trace this back to how this connection, where all we can see these connections in our lineage, then we see that with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The way he expressed his emotions for Girirajji, his connection to Girirajji, that is very inspiring in the lineage. Just imagine if that connection are not there. First, we'll go to the connection and let us imagine what would happen without that aspect of that connection. So in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's revealed pastimes, when he was on this planet for about 48 years of our solar years, in terms of human solar years, he was here for 48 solar years. His revealed pastimes. So 24 of that 48 years he spent in Sri Jagannath Puri. During the first phase, even that those 24 years are divided into three aspects, I think. The first is his travel, the second is his interactions with devotees in Vrindavan, and third is of devotees who would come to visit him. The third is where he has interned himself. He has gone into seclusion. So about 12 years of his life, if I'm not wrong, out of 28, he spent in seclusion. And that is described in the Anta Lila of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So during the first couple of years, he spent traveling. South India and other places in Vrindavan, he traveled. And then therefore Madhya Leela will have those pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveling, his tour, and interacting with devotees when devotees would come from from Bengal to Jagannath Puri. So during those years where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that middle phase, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had returned back from his South India tour, and he was interacting with all the devotees whenever they would visit for 4 months of Chaturmas, and otherwise he would go to devotees' homes, take prasad at their homes, and all those pastimes. A particular and very respectable sannyasi from Vrindavan visited Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he came with a gift for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He offered Chaitanya Mahaprabhu a Giriraj Shila, a small piece of Giriraj, a stone from Girirajji, a Giriraj Shila, and a necklace of Gunja fruits. It is called as a Gunja Mala. So everyone knows what's a Gunja Mala? Gunja Mala. So there is a Gunja tree in Vrindavan. Its fruits are the fruits appear only during the late winter season. They're like very small cherries but hard, and they have bright red, yellow specks color. Its external cover is like that, small cherries. So it's already hard, and then when it is ripened, it falls off and it dries off, and it stays like that. It is like beads. It becomes like beads. So devotees, just as you string a tulsi mala from tulsi wood, they string a necklace with this little beads of the gunja fruit. That is called as a gunja mala. Now, in Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy, we accept the mood of Vrindavan, wherein Srimati Radharani had it is expressed that Srimati Radharani has great love for the gunja tree. And the gunja tree is not different from Srimati Radharani. Right? So whenever a devotee who has accepted this mood of Vrindavan in the Gaudiya Vaishnava lineage receives Gunja Mala, they feel very blessed. How do we know that? Because that is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expressed his emotions. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu received the Govardhan Shila and the Gunja Mala, he felt that in the form of Govardhan Shila, Krishna had come to him along with Srimati Radharani as the Gunjamala, and every day he would worship the Shila and Gunjamala. How would he do that? He would worship the Shila with water, and offer tulasi leaves, and then put the Gunjamala around the Shila. And once the worship was over, he would take the Shila, and he had made a little string bag so that he could wear that Shila along with the Gunjamala in the form of a necklace around his neck. So now, since he expressed that affinity, every time there's a Govardhan Shila, devotees may feel that that is how we can also express our affinity. Now, if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had not done that, what precedent would we have? Now, the Brijvasis, whenever they feel a need to express their emotions for Giriraj, they just go and visit Giriraj. Some of them may have Giriraj Shila with them, but even in Braj, it is mainly a lot of Gaudiya Vaishnava devotees that keep Giriraj Shila with them for worship. So where does the expression of worshipping Giriraj come from? In this way, in this form, the Shila form, because that is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expressed his emotions. He would cry tears, and people would wonder, why is he crying tears? And no one could understand why he is crying tears. So Kaviraj Goswami, following, just noting down what Raghunath Das Goswami is expressing, he says that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would feel so very moved by the fact that he has Sri Krishna in the form of Giriraj Shila and the Gunjamala, Srimati Radharani, along with that he couldn't control his emotions. And this was prior to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu going into his mood of seclusion. He would become so emotional about Giriraj Shila and the Gunjamala. And Kaviraj Goswami writes that the Shila would be so much drenched by the tears of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that the Shila would constantly be wet. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I'm not sure how you do Abhishek and take Charnamrit, because you'd definitely worship it. But the Shila was constantly wet by the tears of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's emotional expressions. So constantly tears would flow from the eyes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu onto the Giriraj Shila that was on his chest. And between such, or whenever he was in this emotional state, it would only be interrupted occasionally by the fact when he would observe Giriraj Shila, and considering himself to be so fortunate to have Giriraj Shila with him, he would take the Shila and he would hold it to his eyes. He would apply that, the Shila to his eyes, thinking that he is so fortunate. Now, this is an expression of those who grew up in the Sanatan tradition. I think in all parts of the world, this tradition is there, that if there is an object of great reverence and love and affection, then you may hold it to your eyes. Now you try and explain to me what is the significance of that. Hold these objects to your eyes. Why not to the ears? The ears are used in a different way typically to express emotions of seeking mercy for any transgressions. But the eyes are always held for offering reverence. Somehow, there is obviously people have come up with their own philosophical reasons. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would also do that. He would take the Shila and hold it to his eyes. He never kissed it. At least there's no reference to that. Sometimes you do that. Anything that is very reverential, you may also want to kiss it. People have done that. People have gone to the extent of kissing the dust from the lotus feet of a devotee, or the shoes that a devotee has. Hold it to yes, he would also hold it to his forehead. So sometimes he would hold it to his forehead, Shila, and sometimes to his eyes. And he would cry tears. The devotees like Raghunath Das Goswami, they have come up with prayers of reverence to Giriraj Maharaj. Govardhan Ashtak or Govardhan Vas Prarthana. They've come up with these prayers of reverence. These are very practical tools for practicing devotees. Now, if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu found this, he would be he would have such emotions of Giriraj Shila. According to certain historians, for 3 years the Shila was inseparable from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For about 3 years. Of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's revealed pastimes. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu separated himself from the Giriraj Shila. He gave it away. Whom did he give it to? Raghunath Das Goswami. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the Shila and the Gunjamala to Raghunath Das Goswami. In Gaudiya Vaishnava lineage, there's a beautiful prayer that is sung, which has a mood of Vrindavan in it, because it seems like Braj Bhasha. And this is for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And maybe most of us are also aware of it. Try to connect that prayer, which I will now sing, to these connections that we are making today in terms of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Giriraj Shila, and then handing it over to Raghunath Das Goswami. So the prayer is very, very simple. It is made up of the Lord's holy names. Jaya Radha Girivardhari Shri Nandanandana Vrishabhanu Dulari. Now, Radha Giridhari is the worshipable Lord of Raghunath Das Goswami. But there is no Murti form. Have you ever seen, just as Radha Govinda, we see in Murti form, right? They are carved out of either stone, marble, Shaligram Shila, isn't it? But Radha Giridhari, the form is only Giriraj Shila and Gunjamala. In our Gaudiya Vaishnava lineage. Am I correct or am I wrong? Yes? So beautiful prayer. Jaya Radha Girivardhari Shri Nandanandana. So Giridhari is Nandanandan. Giriraj Shila is Nandanandan. Vrishabhanu Dulari. That is Srimati Radharani. Yes? So Raghunath Das Goswami felt so fortunate receiving this personal gift from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he gave him the Giriraj Shila and the Gunjamala. Now Dasa Goswami had been instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Dasa Goswami is Raghunath Das Goswami. He had been instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that you should try and get all of your, or you should serve the teachings of Sarup Damodar Goswami. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sarup Damodar Goswami are very close. So our Gaudiya Vaishnava anthology, it explains that one is in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Who's that? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the other is in the mood of her very intimate friend, Lalita Sakhi. So Sarup Damodar Goswami is Lalita Sakhi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Srimati Radharani. So very, very close. Very good friends. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells Das Goswami that you should serve Sarup Damodar Goswami, get instructions from him, get understanding of the scriptures from him, philosophical understanding. So you stay with Sarup Damodar Goswami. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decides that, okay, from Prakat Leela, I'm going to Aprakat Leela. At 48 years of his age in the revealed pastime, goes into Aprakat Leela. Now Das Goswami feels separation for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. However, Sarup Damodar Goswami is still manifest. So when Sarup Damodar Goswami also departs to the spiritual world, now Das Goswami is wondering, am I an orphan? Now we'll say, hey, you're an adult. Why are you thinking like that? What we are trying to discuss is, where do we get that affinity for Girirajji? And our regular language that we use, we can say the mood. Something is happening in the kitchen. The flavor. Where do you get that? So we are trying to see if we can make those connections.
Also maybe support.
Maybe support. See? Life at various phases. Those experiences give us perspectives, isn't it? Business. So, yeah. So we have set up an empire, we have started a business. We want to be devotees, a devotional enterprise. Now support. We need support staff. So, yes. So Das Goswami, should I stay in Jagannath Puri? But now I don't have shelter here because I was instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be under the shelter of Sarup Damodar Goswami. Now he also says, okay, or he doesn't say anything, he just disappears. He departs. What are my instructions? What should I do? So Giriraj Shila and Gunjamala, they play a part there. He says, no, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given me Giriraj Shila. And his expression is that he gave me residence at Girirajji. So now, since Sarup Damodar Goswami has departed, I should go to Vrindavan. And with Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, under their shelter, because they are the prominent followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I should take shelter at Giriraj. So then Das Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, he comes to Vrindavan. Rupa and Sanatan Goswami are very happy. They confirmed the fact. They said Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this Giriraj Shila, which should personally wear on his chest, and the Gunjamala. So he's given you residence at Giriraj, and not just Giriraj, because in the entire holy place of Giriraj, everywhere else, Giriraji manifests himself as the Supreme Lord. But there's one particular place where he manifests himself as, oh, here I am surrendered to someone else. That is Radha Kund. So they share this understanding of Raghunath Das Goswami, that at Giriraj is offered you as your residence, Sri Radha Kund. And then Raghunath Das Goswami, he comes to Sri Radha Kund. Later, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, in a dream, is instructed by Nityanand Goswami, Nityanand Prabhu. You go to Vrindavan and meet Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. So he comes to Vrindavan and meets up with Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. And Rupa and Sanatan Goswami tell him that you should assist Raghunath Das Goswami. For various reasons, they ask him to assist Raghunath Das Goswami. Now, by this time, he is already in his 90s, Kaviraj Goswami. But he now understands, or this is how we look at it, that he understands that Giriraji has a special place in his life too. So he moves to Sri Radhakund. But now at Radhakund, what does he have to do? What does Das Goswami do? Das Goswami is feeling sheltered because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him the personal Shila and Gunjamala. So Kaviraj Goswami, he spends his time serving Das Goswami. All the devotees request Raghunath Das Goswami, please tell us about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So every day he would speak for 3 hours in the afternoon on all that he had seen Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu do in Jagannath Puri. Because he would stay with Sarup Damodar Goswami, so he was privy to many, many closed door activities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, along with external activities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Kaviraj Goswami, being blessed by Nityanand Prabhu, he had this talent, skill set. Beautiful lexicography, is that what it is called? Beautiful handwriting. Calligraphy. Lexicography is something different, right? It's with instruments. Calligraphy. Thank you. Calligraphy. Beautiful. Beautiful handwriting. Even at 90 years of age, his fingers were really powerful. They could hold a pen. They could write beautifully. The only person that we know of who had a beautiful handwriting was Rupa Goswami. So he was writing scriptures there in Vrindavan. Those were based on Vedic literatures. Here, because of his talent, Nityanand Prabhu's instruction, Rupa and Sanatan Goswami's advice, he comes to Radhakund. And not only that, um, he was very good at stenography too, shorthand. Is that what it is called as? Somehow he had that skill set that he could note it down immediately. He could understand, note it down, and uh, his speed was also very good, like no mistakes. So he noted down all of those activities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that was revealed by Raghunath Das Goswami, and he called it the Chaitanya. What did he call it? Chaitanya Charitamrita. The devotees. He blessed that. Now, if we did not have that, and all of this is happening at Giriraj Ji, what would be our understanding of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Obviously, without Srila Prabhupada's contribution, if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada would not have translated it into English language, and then it got translated into other regional languages, how much of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life and pastimes would be available to us? So Giriraj Ji and the worship of Giriraj, with all these connections, Das Goswami is receiving the benediction for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially at Radhakund, Radharani's mercy. And hence, when Das Goswami expresses that prayer, it shows how blessed he feels with the opportunity to be connected to Shri Giriraj Govardhan. Now we'll again pull out of phones and we are going to conclude with this verse. So everyone has a smartphone. Srimad Bhagavatam, SB 4.29.39. We have it? Everyone has it? 429.39. So we'll recite it. Yatra Bhagavata Rajan Okay, once again, everyone has the verse 4:29, 39. Canto 4, chapter 29, verse number 39. Srimad Bhagavatam, SB 4.29.39. Ready? Yatra Bhagavata Rajan Sadhavo Vishadashayah Bhagavat Gunanu Kathana Shravana Vidrachetasah Tasmin Maham Mukharita Madhubhit Charitra Piyush Shesha Sarita Parita Shravanti Taye Pibante Vitrisho Nripagadha Karnais Tanna Sprishanti Shanas Trit Bhayashokamoha. So Narad Muni here is sharing with the king, King Prachin Barhi. He says, "My dear king, in the place where pure devotees live, following the rules and regulations, and thus purely conscious and engaged with great eagerness in hearing and chanting the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in that place, if one gets a chance to hear their constant flow of nectar, which is exactly like the waves of a river, one will forget the necessities of life, namely hunger and thirst, and become immune to all kinds of fear, lamentation, and illusion." Giriraj and this verse, we can draw parallels. There are many places that devotees congregate. There are many places that people of faith congregate. But holy places like Shri Giriraj Govardhan is like the congregation mela of all kinds of devotees of all different streams of spirituality. You just, for those of us who have experience of being around Shri Giriraj Govardhan, there are all different peoples of faith, people of faith, different kinds of people of faith. And everyone has their own way of being connected to Shri Giriraj Maharaj. And you talk to any one of them, or you ask them, or you hear from them, or you simply observe them. All your hunger, thirst, lamentation, everything takes a back seat. It goes on the back burner. So Giriraj is so potent in that way, from this perspective. So when we are offering Giriraj Puja, or we are celebrating Govardhan Lila, yes, the lila is about the Supreme Lord lifting the hill of Giriraj to save the residents of Vrindavan. And there are so many ways that we can draw lessons from this pastime. As Gaudiya Vaishnavas, what could help us intensify our meditation where we feel that affinity to Giriraj? Because in our lineage, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed a very special kind of affinity towards Giriraj Maharaj. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Giriraj for the first time at the place called as Sumana Sarovar. Do you know where is Suman Sarovar? It is called Kusum Sarovar in today's times. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is called as Sumana Sarovar in the Bengali translation. In the English translation, in the Bengali verses, in the English translation, you'll find Kusum Sarovar. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was walking from Mathura, he comes to Braj. Vrindavan, Imlita, Shringar, these are places Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visits. And then he goes to Giriraj. No bus, no tuk-tuki. Tuk-tuk? Tak-tak. Okay, tak-tak. He walked through the fields, through the forests, forest pathways. And the first sight of Giriraj is at the place called as Suman Sarovar. He runs to Girirajji and he catches hold of a rock. He falls down. He's already crying tears. He takes hold of a rock there on Girirajji and embraces it. And then he forgets about time. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's this affinity for Sri Girirajji is what makes Girirajji so special in the lives of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Along with the fact that Krishna also lifted Sri Giriraj Maharaj. Alright, and with this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, it is a wonderful holy place where you find a congregation of devotees from all flavors, and it's very inspiring. It's so easy at Girirajji to discuss about or hear about the glories of Krishna and Krishna's holy names. So let's stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments, realizations? Oh, okay, forget it. Just an end note. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, another very powerful personality, isn't it? Very powerful personality. Do you think he's a very powerful personality? I mean, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, as soon as we, as first or second generation of ISKCON followers, we hear Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. There, I was waiting to hear that. Simha Guru. He built a place of residence at Sri Giriraj. Whenever his father would build any place, his father would give that place a name. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he built this place, he called it Swananda Sukhada Kunja. Because that is the same place that is there in Godrumadweep, Bhakti Vinod Thakur's residence. Swananda Sukhada Kunja. Then he says, we should build another floor. This is at Radhakund. And devotees are, yes, we should. But they're wondering why. Why two levels? The ground floor, the lower level was very spacious. He says, no. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur explains. He says, because on the upper level, the first floor, here it is second floor, right? Here we say the second floor, the upper level. In India, it is first floor. Yes, on the first floor, devotees are going to stay. Okay. And this lower level, the ground floor, he says, the servants of those devotees will stay. So who are the devotees who are going to stay there? Devotees, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj will stay there. Bhakti Vinod Thakur Maharaj will stay there. And who's going to stay on the ground floor? No one. They'll just be visitors. So who are going to be these visitors? He says, as a servant, I need to come and serve them. So I'll come in the morning, serve them, and leave. I cannot live here. I live at Govardhan, the Govardhan town. In those days, it was a Govardhan town. He says, I live there. But as a servant, I can only come and stay here to serve these great devotees. These great devotees, they have their residence at Sri Radhakund in Giriraj. So another special understanding of Giriraji for the followers of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj. Okay, all right. Any additions or comments, realizations?
Probably, as you were saying that we usually only focus in the month of Kartik. So how
Okay.
do we practically continue the meditations on Giriraj or worship of Giriraj in a practical manner throughout the year?
It is a matter of personal choice. One can just accept any single limb of devotional service, and that is sufficient. That can completely help our mind be engrossed and the consciousness be engrossed. That's true, right? Any one limb of bhakti is complete in itself. So it's a matter of choice. Um, would I want to take that conclusion out of the presentation today? Personally, I may or I may not. That conclusion, that how do I constantly have that meditation? The point that I think I was trying to make was that in our own practical reality, when we practice devotional service, and the words that we spoke of, Das Goswami's expression, it may seem that there is a disconnect because seeing Das Goswami's expression, we see his intense affinity for Giriraji through that expression. In our own practical realizations, how we live life day to day as practicing devotees, our connection to Giriraji over a period of time is in certain terms, like maybe Kartik, or wherever Govardhan Puja comes, or whenever we are on a yatra. Then a yatra is never complete without doing Govardhan Parikrama. Sometimes devotees feel incomplete without at least doing the Parikrama. And the Parikrama can be at a very, very rapid pace too. Sometimes we just run around. Done Giriraj Parikrama. So such an approach has the potential to make things very ritualistic. So it's a matter of choice. How to keep our devotional practices enlivened and to be aware of what is becoming a ritual and consider why it is becoming a ritual. If if there is a practice that we feel is and we understand that it has become a ritual, then we have to figure out and make a choice whether we want to continue with that ritual and make it also an enlivening, another enlivening part of our devotional practices, or just have faith in one limb of devotional practice that is enlivening for us. And participate in festivals, but whenever we participate on those occasions, let it bring forth some meditation. And meditation is from these connections that in our lineage great personalities have had with Giriraj. So that kind of meditation, oh, today's Giriraj Puja, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu crying over Giriraj Shila, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu receiving Giriraj Shila, those kind of meditations, it's available for us. Those kind of meditations break um, that ambience, that ambience of monotony or that ambience of certain um functions being becoming a ritual. Just breaks that ambience. So you participate, you meditate, you may share it with people, or you just share it with yourself. That's a matter of choice. So then, is it possible that certain devotees, even when such occasions are there every year, they simply focus on their one limb of practice? Yeah, certain devotees do that. They may just continue chanting. And other devotees may celebrate Govardhan Puja and they may just continue reading. Do we have a praman for that? There are so many references, like there is one reference from the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. I think one of the acharyas writes this, that certain devotees are sitting and discussing about Lord Ranganath's beautiful pastimes. Lord Ranganath has, every day there is a different pastime that he performs, and especially with his uh, devotees like Mahalakshmi and all the other devotees. So they were discussing that, and at that very moment, the Utsava Murti of Lord Ranganath was being taken around for his tour. Evening, the Lord comes out to see if his subjects are happy or not. Every evening, they have the drums being beaten and musical instruments being played, and he's taken on a palanquin, a palki around, right? So one of the devotees looks up at Lord Ranganath and says, "Please keep quiet. Why are you disturbing us?" So we have references like that. So it is possible that somebody could just go on continuing with that, and it is okay. It is a matter of their choice. So we make choices. However, if we feel that maybe this is how we should try to feel towards the festival of or the worship of Giriraji, yeah, you can try and also include that as another limb of your devotional practice. It's perfectly all right. Of the 9 limbs, you can accept one or two or all. It's perfectly okay. How to do it? First, do you want to make that choice? Is that all right?
We do have Giriraj worship in the temples. The standard for most of the temples are Giriraj Shila.
Most of the temples have Giriraj Shila. Well, when
It's
you say,
not so small, a lot of times you don't notice it or pay that much attention as main Radha Krishna.
well, sometimes when we take darshan in temples, we may notice the installed deities. You may notice that we may miss out taking darshan of the Utsav Murtis. A lot of times even that happens. Many times we may take darshan of the deities, but we miss out taking darshan of the monkeys or the deer or Rishabh or Nandini that's there. So yeah, that happens because there's certain ways the mind works. The mind, the material mind, the conditioned mind feels most comfortable with rituals because it gives you the feeling that you're doing good, you're being devoted, and at the same time, you don't have to work hard anymore. You don't have to put effort into it anymore. So material mind is very happy. We need to break that, isn't it?
But also, our acharyas explain, we don't grab the Govardhan from Shila from the mountain and worship, so it has to be given. So, with respect to the deities, we can go to the store and purchase and do the welcoming.
Well, there are two ways.
So
One is that it has to be the first person that offers you a Giriya Shila if you are not a certified resident, a bona fide certified resident of Rajadham, then the only person that can offer it to you is a Brajabasi. There's a caveat that great saints can also do it. I think the original caveat was the original rule was a Brajabasi. Or if you take a Shila, then you must keep an equivalent quantity of gold there and take a Shila. So in today's times, what is gold? Currency. See, an easy way that people have found out how to get a Girira Shila. So should we do that? I'm not sure. Would I recommend somebody doing that? I would not want to recommend somebody doing that. Then there is always this perspective given that in today's times, I can purchase 24 karat or 22 karat gold with money. So I'll just keep some money. I'll give the money to anyone who has a Sheila. So it is as good as keeping money there or keeping gold there. So that is another path of accepting Giriraj Sheila. So yes, again, worship of Giriraj Sheila, worship of deities. For example, let's say that there is a deity carved of stone from 500, not a deity, a murti, a form of Krishna with cows, maybe Srimati Radharani also, because there is a male form and a female form. So male form as Krishna is recognizable with peacock feather and everything. The female form with that male form be accepted as Radharani. This is from 500 years back, 600 years back. The finesse of those carvings or the rawness of those carvings, how would it be? Given that, and given today's machine crafted figurines that we have, which afterwards we do pran pratishtha, we invoke, which one would we choose?
It's a mindset that we are always attracted to the latest stuff.
Not the latest stuff, whatever to the eye seems to be very attractive. So anything that looks very much closer to what we think is human form, and today's human form, 500 years back, what do you think was it? Do you think human form was it? They would have soap and they would have just razors? No, you would have stubble, you have beard, and you wouldn't have eyelashes so much as today's, isn't it? So they would consider the forms according to their existence then. Today's existence as a human is a little different. It is very much influenced by all the products that yantra, machine makes. Hence, when we want to invoke the deity into a form, that form has to be exquisite. Its nose has to be exquisite, eyes have to be a particular way. And if it is not like that, then maybe it doesn't seem attractive. Is it wrong? I'm not saying it is wrong. What I'm saying is just the way we perceive things. Perceive things. So there's perception. There's also the tendency to be lax, to be less informed, to become ritualistic. These affect our consciousness. What can be done? So the easiest process is to simply chant Hare Krishna. But even within that, it's very interesting. Calligraphy. There are so many calligraphical representations of Hare, so many different fonts. Now, which one are you going to use if you want to have Hare Krishna Mahamantra in front of you and you want to chant looking at it?
Your own writing.
Your own writing or the font that you like. There's one there. Now, even if we know Devanagari, do you think we are going to put Devanagari there unless and until it is really very nicely engraved? It's much more easier with the English alphabets. So we get affected by that which we are comfortable to, that which we have developed a comfort towards, right? Is that helpful? Is what we should ask. If it is helpful, good. If it is not, then we need to deal with it. So yeah, Giriraj Sheila, so many times.
Do we still have Shila of Das Goswami?
Yeah, it's in Vrindavan. The Giridhari temple is there, Das Goswami's temple. We don't visit. There's a Bhagavatam, it is called the Bhagavat Mandir, because Das Goswami would also read the Bhagavatam every day. think the Giriraj Shila is there in Gokulanand temple? Gokulanand temple? Gokulanand temple. The Giriraj Shila with Gunjamala is in Gokulanand temple. Thumb impression of Lord Chaitanya is also there on the Giriraj Shila. But the Goswami, Das Goswami's temple is known as, or is it Bhatta Goswami's? Bhatta Goswami, sorry. I'm mixing. Bhatta Goswami's temple is called as Bhagavad Mandir. Many of us, I'm not sure if anymore we visit that temple. Then there's a big group. But if you're in a small group, you can always listen the interior of Bhagavad Mandir. So Das Goswami's, this Giridhari, Radha Giridhari deity is in the Gokulanand temple. Yes. We'll stop. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Giriraj ji Maharaj ki jai. Nitai Gaura